From full-on teleportation to disembodied limbs showing up out of nowhere. Here are the top 5 real glitches in the Matrix that you should never see. Number 5 on this list is the Tailor Shears. So this is a story that comes from a Reddit user, like most of the entries on this list honestly, and it comes from the user J48C767D97. Wow, what a name. They say, about 7 years ago when I was 13, my mom and I went for a drive to see her grandmother's grave. I didn't really know much about my great-grandmother because she died when I was 2, but I did know that she was a tailor and she taught my grandma how to take in clothing. She loved tailoring so much that she was buried with a pair of silver flat-edged tailor shears with a flower engraved on the handle. We went to her grave and chatted with her for a couple minutes, said goodbye, and got back in the car. As I was getting in the car, I noticed something kinda shiny in my mom's door pocket and I pointed to it. My mom grabbed it and I kid you not, like a scene from a movie, it was a pair of silver flat-edged Tailor Shears with, wait for it, a flower on the handle. We have no idea where they came from. It was slightly rusty at the tips but perfectly shiny around the engraving. My mom still has them hanging on the wall in her kitchen. So that is pretty weird, guys. If that story is true, then how on earth did those shears get there? Now, let's face it, this is from Reddit, so they could totally be pulling our leg with this one. Maybe none of this is true, or maybe the mother planted those shears there to make for a cool story. But also, let's go down the rabbit hole if this did actually happen. My brain automatically goes to either glitch in the Matrix or ghost. If our so-called simulation didn't just glitch out on us, then maybe it's possible that the grandmother, to communicate back, decided to leave them a little clue to say that she was listening the whole time. Either that or someone who overheard the conversation pulled off one of the craziest and probably most insensitive pranks I've ever heard of. Comment down below what you got for this story though, because I'm pretty stumped. Number 4 on this list is the chicken. So another Reddit story here coming in from an unnamed user. They write, me and my friend were at a Chinese restaurant and we ordered a General Tso chicken dinner and a shrimp lo mein dish. When we sat down, we took out both boxes and set them on the table about 2 feet apart. My friend opens up the first box and we see a shrimp lo mein dish. It has all the things in there, noodles, shrimp, fried rice. He closes the box and then opens up the other box. Inside that box is another shrimp lo mein dish. Shrimp, noodles, fried rice. Okay, I think they must have mixed up the order. I was just about to say this though when my friend says out loud, looks like they made a mistake and gave us 2, as he opens up the first box again. Inside of it is a General Tso chicken dinner order. General Tso chicken, white rice, and an egg roll. He froze and looked at me and I looked back at him and we sat in silence. It took us 5 minutes or so to collect ourselves. I have no idea what the happened. Okay, so honestly guys, this is the sort of glitch that I'm kind of cool with seeing. I'm not really too much of a shrimp guy in all honesty, definitely more of a chicken dude, so if I had to see any glitch, then I think I'd be okay with this one. Granted, I would obviously be pretty freaked out if this happened right in front of me though. 2 separate individuals fully looked at it, saw something, and then looked at it again a few seconds later and saw something completely different. One person seeing things, that can be chalked up to nothing, but 2 people makes you start to question what the heck is going on. You know, it's honestly really too bad that we can't utilize these glitches though. Can you imagine you just open up your drawer and instead of a bunch of socks, just a bunch of chicken nuggets show up? That's the type of glitch that I think I can get behind, folks. Alright, number 3 on this list is a disembodied hand. This story is fully creepy and something that you should never want to see. In this one they say, I was putting makeup on and from the corner of my eye I saw what looked like the shadow of a hand slapped down onto my nightstand. Would have dismissed it as my brain playing tricks on me or something, but I heard it too, and it sounded like a really loud smack. It was weird because I've experienced so many small unusual incidents like this, things randomly falling or shaking, so I guess I've become apathetic to it. That was the first time I ever actually heard the thing too though. And honestly guys, I've experienced stuff like this too. Seeing something scary as all holy hell just out of the corner of your eye that you were probably not meant to see. To hear it though, that just adds to the scare factor. That means unless your brain just totally malfunctioned and your visual and audio sensations just messed up, you saw something that you weren't supposed to. Something glitched, and you just happened to be there for the second that it happened. I don't know about you guys, but I think I'm more than happy to live in my false simulation if it means no disembodied limbs coming out to get me. Number 2 on this list is teleportation. The ability to teleport is something that I think all of us would love to have. You work at 9 o'clock? Okay, well no need to wake up early, I'll just teleport there at 8:59. Like, come on, I mean that'd be pretty sick. I'd even take the ability to teleport small distances, like from my couch to my fridge or my bedroom to my bathroom. Well, that's sort of around the lines of what this Reddit user says that they saw firsthand. They write, I have to preface this with some backstory about a man named Zeus. Now, Zeus has a reputation around Knoxville, Tennessee as a bit of an eccentric character. My brother has told me stories about him making people pass out just by whispering in their ear, giving people glass pendants and saying, this is the color of your soul, just generally unusual stuff. He was thought of as a magic man of sorts. My brother and I were walking through the Westtown Mall when we saw him. Now let me tell you, this guy is incredibly recognizable. I'm talking 6'5" African dude with a gray goatee, nose piercings, and at least 4 rings per finger. He always carried a staff and wore a floor-length black duster jacket with huge buckles on the front. This was Zeus. We saw him walking just a bit ahead of us and then turned towards an exit. Naturally, we lost sight of him for probably 60 seconds after he turned the corner and left the mall. The weird thing was, after my brother and I passed that same exit, and not more than 30 seconds later, we were coming upon another exit entrance on the other side of the mall when all of a sudden, out pops, you guessed it, good old Zeus the Magic Man. Now this is a big place. It takes 5 minutes to walk the length of it. There's absolutely no way that he could have made it to the opposite side of this place in the time that he did. Even if he was sprinting or was somehow able to go up and over the building, 60 seconds is just not long enough. This man teleported, there's just no other way to slice it. With the local lore already surrounding this guy, I can honestly believe something like this. Our man Zeus was moving around the mall using his teleportation ability, and this guy just happened to spot him in the act. You should never see this because now you know it's possible. If I actually knew that teleportation was a real life thing that I could do, there's no way I ever want to walk ever again. Also, that I just want to say my guy's name is Zeus. Like, come on guys, what else did we expect this man was gonna do? And finally, number 1 on this list is wall faces. This one is really scary, guys, and something I never want to experience. A Reddit user says, I woke up from a dream where I died, and when I opened my eyes, all I saw were faces all over the walls staring at me. It was terrifying. I got up from my bed and turned on the light. The faces didn't go away. I left the room and made sure I was awake. I was. I wrote on my computer, drank some water, and when I got back in my bedroom, the faces were gone. Now they go on later to say in this post that this could have been a sleep hallucination, which is possible I suppose, but that's a pretty bloody vivid hallucination. To literally wake up and then see that for an extended period of time like that, it's just crazy. I have no idea how this person went back to sleep after something like that. Like if that was me, I am immediately heading to the real estate site and this house is getting listed yesterday. If it's not a glitch, then that probably means something worse too. I've done enough scary videos at this point to be able to recognize a haunting when I see one, and faces coming out of the freaking wall is a pretty strong telltale sign of a haunting going down. But there you have it guys, that is our list of the top 5 real glitches in the Matrix you should just never see. Please comment down below what you thought about this list, and if you're interested in a part 2, the internet is full of countless stories of people who have experienced something wacky, so I'd love to bring it to you. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. I've been your host Nicholas Playlog, and I'll catch you next time.